Jen.
Yeah.
You know what today is?
What's that?
Was today the anniversary of?
Being arrested?
November 28th, 2001. No, 2000? 2000.
No, 2000. Yeah, it was 2000.
Right.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Or reminisce a little bit? Tell me what you remember.
Don't want to be in jail ever again?
Well, yeah, duh. We weren't right in jail. I mean...
Yes, that is jail. That's
no,
Lake County jail.
I was saying we weren't straight into jail. It didn't go from nothing to jail, is what I was saying. Like, you remember I remember the ride back. I remember being persistent that night that I was going to find something, rather than just taking the no. You know what I mean?
No, you weren't persistent for yourself. It's like not like that we needed anything.
No, that's not what I mean. But I was like, I'm not driving all the way out here and not coming back with something.
You were trying to help out a friend that needed money, an old friend that needed money, and we had stuff.
Yeah, no, we were fine. Just saying, yeah, it was definitely like I didn't want to. I could have just taken the no. You can't get anything tonight, but that wouldn't have stopped it anyway. It would have just just happened the next time.
It was just a complete trap.
Right.
I love the fact though, like remembering that night, and they were like, "Oh my God, you went to Lake Station." I was like, "What? Like, what's Lake Station?" They were like, "Don't play stupid." I was like, "I'm not playing stupid. I thought I was in Gary."
And turns out you were. Yeah. So then I remember the ride back. And I remember getting pulled over.
But the cops...
And River, we're talking. Go.
Like,
out of the room, please.
Seriously, what? It was like 150 feet from our house?
Right. Not that there was any chance of us making it.
At our house, like, they had to stop us before our house because our house was in county lines.
Oh,
it wasn't Crown Point.
Yeah, but they were searching the house by that point. Right?
No, they didn't start searching the house until after they pulled us over.
Oh, okay. I don't remember going
and then threatening to shoot our dogs.
I don't remember going from the side of the road to... I vaguely remember being in the car, but I don't remember, like, getting put in the car. You know what I mean? Like, I don't vividly remember being arrested, per se. Do you remember that part of it? Like, the handcuffing?
Yeah. Because I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna hide a half a pound in my pants?
I think it was a quarter pound in the crotch.
Like, how am I gonna hide that? It's like 100 pounds. Like, how am I gonna hide that?
Right. It's like 100 pounds. It's a quarter pound. It's 100 pounds.
No, I wasn't meaning 100 pounds.
Right, but it
was like a pound or it was a quarter pound.
Yeah, it was massive.
No, I swear to God, it was like a half a pound or a pound.
Yeah. Anyway, the point being, I remember then going to the jail and sitting in the holding thing.
Fucking concrete beds.
Yeah, the concrete beds to start, right? Like before getting actually checked in.
Well, no, at Crown Point it was the concrete beds, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna keep you here for a while," and then they took you well before they took me to county. And
you're meaning at Crown Point?
Yes.
At the police station. I don't remember going there at all.
Oh my God. Lucky you.
I don't remember that even a little bit.
It was like the most uncomfortable. I swear they have like little bubbles in their concrete bed thing that they have. Like you couldn't even get comfortable on the concrete.
Yeah, no, I don't remember going there at all.
And then
I'm pretty sure it went
they
straight
kept
to
me there. We got pulled over. It had to have been like 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night.
Do you remember what we were celebrating?
When we got busted. Us going to WWE.
Nope.
What were we celebrating?
We were celebrating your first day of cosmetology school.
That too.
I think that's why we were looking for something, because we wanted to smoke a blunt.
No, we already had smoke.
I don't know.
We had smoke at the house.
I can't remember.
No, we already had that at the house.
If there was, they would have gotten busted at the house too.
Joel, we already had that at the house.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, it's not the point.
Okay, so we go, and they kept me until 4:30 in the morning at Crown Point interrogating me and saying, "Oh yeah, we know it's not you because we don't have voice messages of you or anything like that," trying to get me to pin on you. And I was like, "No, don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about." And then they're pulling out everything like that Luke had, like his bongs and all this stuff that he lived with his ex-partner that he narked onto.
Right. That was my part of the story, to be fair.
And then, what do you mean that's part of your story?
That's my part of the story. I found that out when I got into county.
Oh, when you were roomed up with him?
When I roomed up with the guy and he gave me smokes because, he was like, oh yeah, dude busted me out too.
I mean, you give someone who's asking you for stuff and they narc on you, like, seriously?
Right. Like, we hadn't been selling for a little while there. And I
over
only
a year.
I only went and grabbed him something because it was there. Or, because he was asking. And it was only a couple times, and then next thing you know, boom. The most annoying part was that Tony told me. Like, he's like, we saw the cops, looking at your house across the street, blah, blah, blah. And they, like, trapped them in. I'll have him tell you the story one time. It's amazing.
Bad thing is, we weren't talking to Tony.
Yeah, we weren't on
time.
great terms, so it was kind of like, I don't know if I believe you.
It was bad, but, I mean... I appreciate...
I'm going to turn this around real quick because this is hurting my arm.
It was just weird at the time.
Right.
And the fact that even when Luke came, you were like, it's okay. I was like, no, I don't trust him. I made him take his clothes off and I washed them. You remember that?
I don't. Not the washing thing.
Yeah.
No.
I made him take his clothes off.
Okay, so we're way off topic
and I washed them. And I didn't feel right about it. Out of nowhere, out of kicking him out of our house. And then out of nowhere, he comes back asking us to hook him up so he can make some money because he got fired and shit. I didn't believe it. Anyway, we're good people and you're always looking out for others. So you're a good person.
Good person, drug dealer guy.
It's weed. It's not like it's fucking meth or heroin.
I understand. I was making a joke.
But... I mean...
So when you got to the... When did you leave the police station?
I didn't leave I left it at like 4:30, almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and I went to the holding cell. When I walked in, I looked over and I saw you in the holding cell.
Yeah.
You were already like showered and like...
In gear. Right.
And... I was still in plain clothes. And
God, that was still one of the most horrifying things. I don't like showering braids, in front of anybody.
Which was hilarious because he had like the thinnest like micro braids and his hair was super long. It was funny. And then so I got walked in and they put me into a bath, like a room that only had one toilet that did not work. And then there was no toilet paper. The sink didn't work. Thirsty as fuck. And I couldn't have anything.
No.
Because it was 4:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I laid down on a concrete slab, 15 minutes goes by and I was woken up by breakfast. So fucking early. Breakfast consisted of a half an inch, like that much of bologna.
Bologna.
That was thicker than the fucking bread.
Yeah. Gotta be efficient with it.
And then...
Why slice it twice?
And then frozen milk that I couldn't even drink.
Right, you had to set it and wait for it to thaw.
You could wait? We only had 20 minutes to eat our breakfast and we had to put everything back, including the carton.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm talking about once I was in, like, the solitary area.
I'm talking about when we were in the holding cell. Like, I couldn't even... I never even drunk... I had nothing to drink.
I feel like I should have set this up on a tripod.
It took forever for me to get up to holding. You were already out. You had already waved to me. You were gone at, like, 6:15. It's so weird that I remember this stuff. And then, they didn't put me through everything until like 9 o'clock in the morning. That's when they checked me in and everything. And I went up and they were like, oh yeah, you're going to be on block D. And just so you know, there's no room. So you're sleeping on the floor.
Perfect.
I'm in jail. I guess that's what I expect.
Right.
Anyway, but I was on the floor with like 5 other women right by the showers.
So was I. Prison showers, bed, high five. I was right outside there. They had filled up all of the bunk beds were full, and but luckily there was a mat laying around, so I got a mat, and my mat ended up being literally right in front of the shower. So I remember waking up the first night to dudes stepping over me, probably ball water dripping onto me as I'm sleeping, and just this is perfect.
I didn't have that. It's the common area on a cell block in Lake County.
That's what it was for me,
so
too.
They had 2 cells with 6 bunks in each cell.
Right.
And then the one common area, there was the TV, there was 2 toilets, 2 sinks, and in the middle there was 2 showers. And then there was a picnic bench on each side. I was lucky to get by the picnic bench, so it wasn't by the shower exactly. But every time someone shit, pissed, flushed.
Yeah, I wasn't by the toilet close enough for that to bother me. I don't remember.
I wasn't close to any of it.
I refused
was by
to use the toilet, though. I would pee. I would not shit in jail. And I was in that part of it for a week. Didn't shit for a week. Like, they moved me to another section, and on the way I saw a bathroom, and I'm like, can I please use that bathroom? And they let me, and it was like a little private bathroom. It was like a little break from jail.
So the first week I was in the common area.
Mm-hmm.
I hung my blanket around the toilet. And it took me a while, but I was able to. But I just hung it around. And then everyone liked the way I rolled. So I got a lot of commissary stuff, considering I didn't have commissary money at all.
Yeah, I had no commissary money either.
So I made my food and I got cigarettes and stuff by rolling everyone's cigarettes.
Yep. I got cigarettes because the other guy that Luke busted out was in there and recognized me and realized that when I told him that he had done it, he just felt bad for me or whatever, and gave me cigarettes to roll. So when I left there, when I got taken out of that area, it went off without incident, really. They were watching wrestling one night. That was cool. But
the females watch wrestling every night. You would have loved it in there.
Yeah.
I was like, can we watch something else, please?
Oh, God, even complaining about wrestling in jail. So there were people that were cool to me, so when I left, I was like, here, you want a pair of socks? Thinking I was out of there. So then my wife beater, same thing. And then next thing you know, I get moved to another part of the jail, right by the entrance, where it was heavily monitored, and got my own little cell thing there.
You were in solitary.
Basically, we were in the area that became solitary later that week. Yeah.
Oh, the men had it amazing. They had the new part of the jail.
Oh,
the women had the old part of the jail.
I didn't get to there yet. I do go to that part. When I went into the solitary-ish area where they were just watching everybody, there was still common time where you weren't in there all day. There were 2 levels, and you got to come out into the middle area and blah, blah, blah. Well, one night we're watching, I asked if it was cool if we watched wrestling at a certain time. And then they didn't change the channel. So, me being a dumbass kid, sort of gives them a little guilt trip about it. Oh, I thought we were going to turn to that. You're not going to? Okay, fine. Something stupid that should have got me punched. And surprisingly, they ended up changing it to wrestling. And then, a day or 2 later, they transferred me somewhere else. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I transferred everybody out of there. And I go to the, general population area. The new one, not the upstairs shitty one. And I'm down there, and the guy that I'm in, that I get a cell with, has this, kind of tick, a loud thing. He's like, yeah, it was mustard gas or something from Desert Storm or whatever. I'm just oh, perfect.
How old was he?
Probably 10 years older than I was at the time, so probably young 30s.
Wasn't mustard gas.
I don't remember exactly. Not mustard gas, whatever it was called. I can't remember things. I'm lucky I remember this much. And like, I am not ashamed to admit, I called my dad. I'm like, hey, look. Oh, and my dad was the only one talking to me at that point. They wouldn't let me talk to my mom. So,
That's weird, because that was the only person I spoke with.
What?
Your mom.
Really?
I never spoke with your dad.
I genuinely didn't know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad wouldn't let me talk to my mom. So I call, go away, please. We're doing something and you're making noise.
I feel like your dad blamed me for everything, so...
Oh, whatever.
He didn't speak with me, only your mom did.
Right. Well, you guys didn't get along then. Anyway, I called him and I'm like, can you do anything, please, to get me out of this area where I am? Put me back where I was. Anything. And apparently he had some pull, because next thing you know, the next day, I was getting moved out of there. So I was only in there for one night. But they put me back in the same area that I was at, except now it's 23-hour-a-day solitary. And I did that for the rest of the time that I was there.
So for another week? Or another couple days?
Another week, maybe? Yeah. Yep.
I think, what sucked was, like, my mom and my brother only visited once. And it was, like, the worst thing ever. Seeing them and not being able to touch them.
Right.
I didn't have any other visitors. I didn't see your mom or your dad.
Oh, I didn't see anybody. Nobody came to visit me.
And then, when they put the charges up, I was like, are you kidding me? For weed? Like, we had, what, 3 felonies?
3 felonies
us?
and a misdemeanor, yep. Yep.
So crazy. And then seeing these people, like, I watched Lockup. It's just horrible, I know.
Okay, don't change the subject to some
No,
random
but, like,
show.
no. You have to listen to this, because, like, one of the episodes today was a guy that is a serial rapist. And his first time that he went to jail for raping someone, he was in there for 3 months and got released.
Right.
He could have posted bond too.
Why are we talking about this? We're talking about
But
us in
like,
jail.
I know, but like, I was just like, are you kidding me? 3 months? I had 3 felonies against me. He didn't even have a felony. It was a misdemeanor. It was a
So
class.
that's why he only got 3 months. So we would have gotten a lot more.
And then, no, but I have to say this. I love playing spades, and that became a thing in jail. Rolling people's cigarettes so I can get Doritos and smokes. Like real cigarettes. And then playing spades. I would win, and that I would win Doritos. I would win. So when we got called, I was in mid-game with the largest pot of food in front, and I knew I was going to be released, but I didn't know that day. We didn't have an exact day or time.
Right. Was that after the court date then?
Yeah. So we didn't have an exact day or time. So I'm like mid spades game, and I'm kicking everyone's ass, and I had a great hand. And they call my name. I'm like, fuck.
Annoyed because you don't get to play the game.
So I'm like, okay, it's up for grabs. And then I went and grabbed my bag. I was like, here you go. Here's everything. Take it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the best experience in life, but
we went to Subway afterwards, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Subway.
We went to Subway, and then we came home, and it was like everyone had set up everything here at the house for us. We had our dresser, the bed.
Yeah, the bed that Sawyer sleeps in was the bed that Jen and I were sharing, but there wasn't a mattress in there yet, so we had, like, blankets, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, we had some amazing sex that night, though.
Okay.
You don't remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Naturally, I remember that.
And then, what was that? A week later, we went to the mall.
A week later, we went to the mall.
Yeah, for Christmas. And it was like, we were getting completely spoiled, and I felt so bad. I was like, I just got out of jail.
Right.
You might want to edit that part out.
Why?
Because
why?
Because I felt bad.
So why would
That your mom,
edit that out?
not just that, like a week later we're shopping for Christmas and we got completely spoiled for Christmas. And then not even 2 months later, we get a trip to California.
Yeah, we didn't get a trip. We went along on a trip they had already booked. I mean, it wasn't like they made the special trip so we could go to California like we deserved
Yeah, they did,
it.
because Robert went with us. We weren't supposed to go on that trip.
That's what I'm saying. We weren't supposed to go on the trip. They let us go on that trip. It wasn't like they booked a trip so that we could go. That's what I'm saying. So that because we deserved to go to California. We just went because they didn't want to leave us, I would imagine. In retrospect, I imagine that's why.
It was pretty cool, though, because it was the first time I had ever been on a plane, along with my brother. And we got to meet extended family.
Right.
Extended sane family.
Extended same family?
I didn't say same, I said sane.
Oh.
I found one yellow of these balls and one purple one for this one. This one's mine. I gave the other yellow one to Sawyer.
Thanks for updating on this. Us on that. I was
There's
waiting.
only one.
Thank you.
So squishy.
Yeah, but I don't like the feeling of being in jail right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
When it was snowing and we came out, that was insane. And knowing that Christmas was like right around the corner and
Oh, right, and that our entire life was uprooted because we had our own place.
Yeah.
Well, not our own place. We had a place with her mom and her brother, but still, it was our place.
we paid for everything.
I felt like part of that, of saying the word our. I don't mean us. I mean, like, all of ours. It was our place. You know, it wasn't like we were staying with your mom. You know what I mean? So... But so then
we didn't
for
make her
everything
pay for anything. It
well,
was
that's
you,
not the
me.
point. The
It was
point
you,
is
me,
just,
and Robert that paid for stuff.
It wasn't like we were staying with your mom. Was all I was saying. It's
No.
not like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we took over the household essentially.
All of our animals got
Yeah, they got taken away essentially
away.
and given away. I'm sure they had good lives.
oh, Dudley.
Yeah, Dudley was cool. Yeah, then Robert. Where did Robert go to start?
Robert came here.
He did come right here. I thought he went somewhere else first.
Nope, he immediately came here.
Okay, and then your mom
My
went
mom
to Chicago.
went to Chicago.
Yeah. Okay, next time on Joel and Jen's Lives, what happens next?
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.